And with Val Demings set to take on Marco Rubio, as Brett just mentioned, this fall, we know that she's become the latest darling of the liberal media complex. From the Washington Post resident grump, Trump-hating liberal Jennifer Rubin, don't underestimate Val Demings. She's got Marco Rubio pegged. Not sure what that even means, but we've seen this before, right? A big-name Republican is challenged, and the media swoons, then the money starts rolling in. Great expectations, greater war chest. In fact, Demings' fundraising has outpaced Rubio's this year, and she's outspending him more than 2-to-1. But is money dispositive in a race like this? In 2018, Beto O'Rourke broke the fundraising record for a single quarter leading up to the election, but of course, he still lost to Ted Cruz. Kentucky State Senator and Navy fighter pilot Amy McGrath brought in nearly $90 million trying to unseat Mitch McConnell in 2020. She lost by the close margin of 20 points. And despite breaking just about every Senate fundraising record with nearly $110 million coming in 2020, Democrat Jamie Harrison was beaten by Lindsey Graham by a pretty healthy 10 points. And, I mean, come on, Newt Gingrich, who knows more about this, Fox News contributor and author of Defeating Big Government Socialism, joins me now. Now, Mr. Speaker, Republican governor turned independent Senate candidate turned, I think I have this right, Democrat Senate candidate. As Brett mentioned, Charlie the Crispy Crist, he won his primary. He's going to take on Ron DeSantis in November. Should DeSantis be worried here, Newt?
Look, I think I've known Charlie Crist since he was a Republican state senator in 1984 at the Reagan Convention in Dallas. I think Charlie would be a great model for a Broadway play that was a musical comedy, because his whole life is amazing. I mean, he was a Democrat, he's a Republican, he's an independent, but he has huge staying power. And I think Ron DeSantis needs to beat somebody by a big margin. I think that Charlie's a perfect example, and I think Ron will come out of Governor DeSantis will come out of this general election with probably the biggest margin in modern times for a Republican. And that's a pretty good base for him to be thinking in the long run about a national career. But Charlie's just, I mean, he doesn't exist. I mean, he's pure ego. He has no political stands. He has no platform that matters. He has no values that matter. But he's a very likable, very energetic, very persistent guy. And he obviously can raise enough money to win a primary. So it's fun. It's not serious. And Ron DeSantis is the next governor.
Now, remember, of course, Crist tried unsuccessfully to take out Marco Rubio in the Senate as well. But now the media is certainly rooting for Val Demings. Watch this, Newt.
I think Val Demings may have the best chance of pulling off an upset.
Marco Rubio is in real trouble. I don't think anybody expected Marco Rubio to be in trouble. He is.
Val Demings is a dream candidate for the Democrats. We see it in the enthusiasm, the fundraising.
Newt, the media adoration sounds and looks familiar to me.
Sure.
She was obviously an Orlando police chief for 4 years. She was first lady when her husband was mayor of a Florida town. She's well known in the state. I think she's pretty well liked. Thoughts?
Look, I mean, she seems to be a responsible, nice person. But first of all, she's going to be part of the Biden campaign team. She will never be able to get out from under Biden. So it'll be the Biden-Demings race. And I'm sure the Rubio's people are good enough. They'll make that really clear. But second, she's really in the tradition of Beto O'Rourke. Remember, Beto O'Rourke was the magic person who was going to beat Ted Cruz. He raised an enormous amount of money, more than I would have thought possible, and he collapsed totally. Because in the end, I mean, how is she going to explain she was in Washington, she did vote for all of these crazy things, she cannot defend any of them, she is in fact a Biden Democrat, because everybody who's running this year is a Biden Democrat, and in the end, that's going to crush her. So Marco Rubio is a great Speaker of the House, great U.S. Senator, who I think will, in fact, go on to win election again, probably by one of the surprisingly biggest margins. You know, Florida used to be a very closely fought state, But I think between DeSantis and Rubio, we're going to start seeing big margins in Florida.
And they had a big event, I believe it was this week, together, which you might probably going to see more of those down the line. Newt, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.